Radiant team
Let's
ban.
get it.
Tire
All
team
right.
pick.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I remember I'm behind this. And thank you for joining me wherever you are on this fine day. I am Aaron Zero, and we are now casting Game 2 of Week 1 of Pacific Brawl League um, Best of 2 series between
Radiant
Pepper
team
Rebel
pick.
and Maggie 2 Minutes. As you can see, this draft is coming in really, really fast for this one. Pepper Rebel does manage to win Game 1 convincingly thanks to a pretty good draft. Let's see if Maggie 2 Minutes can hit back and hit back hard, or can Pepper Rebel make this a 2-0 affair. Pepper Rebel does immediately pick out the Medusa in response to Maggie
10
2
seconds
Minutes picking
remaining.
out the Spirit Breaker. Recognize that Spirit Breaker was a massive one, was
5 seconds
massive
remaining.
for Pepper Rebel in the previous game. He said, no, it's our turn to Spirit Breaker this time. Pepper Rebel though does ban out the Marcy and the Conca,
Tire
so
team pick.
a couple of heroes with gank
Tire team
abilities
ban.
as well ganking and strong team fight ability. Maggie 2 Minutes
Radiant
responds by
team
banning
ban.
the Rubik and the
Tire
the
team
Respect
ban.
ban to
Radiant team ban.
Disruptor. These
Tire
bans are
team
and
ban.
picks are coming very,
Radiant
very
team
late.
ban. Radiant team pick.
Um, an ancient apparition is banned out as well as Bane and Bad
Tire
Dogger,
team pick.
while
Tire team pick.
Abaddon,
Radiant team. Tire team
Alchemist, and
ban.
Axe has been banned out. Primal Beast has been picked up by
Radiant.
Maggie Tunes. But as
Tire
Shadow
team
Sama,
ban.
this draft is going
Radiant team
so
ban.
fast
Tire
that
team pick.
it's very difficult for us to keep up. Tusk has been picked out by Pepper Rebel to end phase 2 of this draft. In phase
Radiant
3
team
needs to be
pick.
coming in. It is the Luna. And we're gonna close out this one with
Timbersaw.
Timbersaw. Okay, so this has been a really fast draft. I'm surprised though that we actually managed to get the draft in about less than 60 seconds. I would say both teams are clearly eager to just get into games once again with each other. If I had to pick, I'd have to go with Maggie 2 Minutes. The draft is a lot easier to execute this time around. They don't really need to have that much control, especially with this rebellious Pepelicious Medusa. Meaning they'll be a bit slower, I'd say, but they will have a lot of mobility with this Pepper Rebels lineup with Tusk and Timber. So I think the dark horse in this one will be how Pepper Rebel can handle this Brewmaster. Because again, Maggie Tubinis is a pretty simple draft. Brewmaster is probably the hero, and Timber Saw will be the hero with the most complex use. So let's see how Pepper Rebel can um, adjust to this. This is a really tanky lineup for Maggie 2 Minutes. Probably these are all comfort heroes for all the players on this side of the line. Alright, let's get in on to the game. Okay, so let us begin with the rundown where we bring you the heroes and the heroes who are piloting them. On the side, there you go. On the side of the Radiant, you have Rebel Pepe, CKNK on the Timbersaw, Rebellious Evolution on the Medusa, Guacy on the Tusk, Goodman on the Silencer, and Brewmaster, or rather David on the Brewmaster. On the other side of the map, you have the dire side, Maggie 2 Minutes, TM on the Primal Beast, Crazy Monkey on the Luna, DR347 on the Shadow Shaman, the Fire Burns on the Spirit Breaker, and a replacement for Chick Hicks. So close, but Yeet so far. It's Yeet on the on the Undying. So, Yeet will be playing Pause 5 in this one, supporting Crazy Monkey. Hopefully, they'll have a much better draft in this one. Right for the time in the lane going forward. BR347 is now moved to the 4 with the Fire Burns in the Spirit Breaker. So, Fire Burns hoping to show David that he's not the only one who can find a Spirit Breaker in this one. Both teams are angling probably for a kill, but I don't think we'll be able to get it though. So, um, yeah, I don't think that we'll manage to see any kind of fireworks early on, but I can always be wrong. Especially as BTM is charging in with the rest, while the rest of
Battle
um,
begins.
Pepper Rebel is back foot. So equal runes for both teams as we begin the laning phase. Let's see if Pepe Rebel can sustain the success that they had in the laning phase, and let's see if they can translate that into gains down the line. Goodman though is now playing 4, so it's not just Maggie to minutes to make a positional change. It's also Rebel Pepe as well. So on the Radiant lane, on the mid lane, BTM and CKNK are dueling out. CKNK does have the advantage since he can be able to nuke the wave. See how they'll respond. On the top lane, Crazy Monkey and David once again battling out for position. He does eat both a Lucent Beam and the K, while Goodman is right behind him trying to keep this David's Brewmaster alive on the other side of the map. Wacy and the Gracie is trying to create space for Rebellious in order to farm up, while the Fire Burns is not far behind them. Again, though, really even so far in the last hit department, I'd say, except of course for CKNJ's mid Timbersaw, so very Amar the Filipino or Amar the foreigner, whichever your preference for that for him to be called is there. All right. So far so good. Both everyone seems to be pretty much deep in this space. Yeet though is really making use of the advantage that you have as Undying, which means that you pretty much can win a lane 1v2 and give any core that you have pretty much a free lane. BDM though has had a bit of a spare lane against CK and K, but he's forced to use the trample and onslaught and trample just to be able to get some last hits. He is yeah, he's still quite behind. He's trailing by CK&K by about 6 last hits, I'd say. So, meanwhile, the Fire Burns is hit by the Mystic Snake, but looks like he'll be just fine, since again, the Snake no longer steals mana, unlike before. On this side of the map, the lane has been pushed heavily into the side of Pepe Rebel, but this should benefit David though, because it means David can safely last hit and survive all of this decay hits from Yeet underneath his own tower. Again, we won't see as much fireworks as we can on this one. Water runes also equally picked up by both teams because again, though I think Waste is gonna be playing more of a closer to a boss 4 this one. Good one will be playing boss 5, mainly of course because of presence of this Undying. Yeet though does get the triple pull or the triple creep pull except for which means that in any case it's going to be one less creep moving in. Arcane Curse has been used, but the decay in response. TK&K leading everyone in last hits with 16. Crazy Monkey and the Fire Burns not far behind with 11 and 10. Stack has been used by the Fire Burns in order for him to get the pull. Unfortunately, no, never mind. They got it. Thanks to the R347. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. They do also get the pull and pull the equilibrium back over to their side. Can Gwazi contest this? Probably. BTM though is doing pretty okay. He does have his bottle already, but CK&K just walking up to his tower without any abandon because of how tanky this Timbersaw is now. Again, thanks of course to Yeet being able to win this top lane easily. Crazy Monkey has a much easier laning phase this time around. CK&K though is dropping low. He has some creep chasing after him as well as the water rune to keep himself alive a bit longer. Meanwhile, another pull has been used, but now they do use the roll in, and Mystic Snake has been used. It's enough to take out DR. It is, especially as DR was channeling the shackles. DR347 is dead. First blood given up by the side of 92 minutes to Pepe Rebel. Goodman and David still pretty neutral here at the top lane, but what a win though for the bot lane. It gives it, plus I think it went to Rebelicious, so that means he's going to get a much better lane here going forward. So far so good for Pepe Rebel as they attempt to take this one 2-0 against Maggie 2 minutes. He's back now, and that means that you're going to right back in. Shackles is once again being charged. Do they have enough to kill him? Yes, they do. The bash was sufficient tag teams being used by Gracie. Can he survive this one? The Fire Burns does have enough mana for one more charge. Can he get it? And they pause. What a pause. Damn. Meanwhile, the top lane, the Tombstone has been dropped. And guess who its first victim is? It's this Goodman silencer. Mass pauses are being used, and everyone is just disconnecting. We do have some lag issues with this game once again, so I don't blame them. I don't blame them. This is Dota after all. It is the game. It's still in this beta phase, so it will throw better every now and then, despite the fact it's pretty much almost 20 years old. It happens. So meanwhile, we get to admire Wacy as he is the firm definition of Schrodinger's cat. He is both alive and dead at the same time. Um, let's see though if he will die, if he will truly fall, especially as DR is a bit behind him. Doesn't matter for one more ether shock, but it's on cooldown for 6 more seconds. Losing this one, or rather losing the silencer here, the crazy monkey will not kill him, and Wacy does die. So good job, DR, the fire burns, taking the kill on Heat, winning this top lane heavily against uh, David's, this time at least, against David's Beastmaster. They go straight into Crazy Monkey. Do they have not enough to kill him, especially as you do have the toss coming in? Crazy Monkey is dead. Heat is in a spot of trouble now. Ice Shard and Tag Team is not being used, but at the Snowball, Heat is in full retreat. However, does he have enough? No, he does not, and he will die. Crazy. Great rotation from him in order to salvage the top lane and give space for David and Goodman to recover. Yep, it was a pretty good one. That was a pretty big win for the side of Pepe Rebel. Once again, David and David and Crazy Monkey not afraid to just keep brawling. Although, yeah, I don't think we'll see anything else of that coming forward, I'd say. Let's take a look at the situation. Crazy Monkey is still being harassed by Goodman, but he isn't being forced back. Meanwhile, the Fire Burns does look and rebellious delicious with deathly intent, but the hex is immediately used by DR. DR though has been hit by everything, but the Fire Burns immediately goes for the Medusa. That was pretty surprising from him, I'd say. Good work from the Medusa. Or good work from Gracie to keep his Medusa alive. Everything has been used on David. He just popped a stick. He's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Goodman though is forced to back off, as well as Crazy Monkey, who is pretty tanky now. I'd say 820 health at level 5 with the power treads and the Wraith Band keeping him alive in this one. Meanwhile, BTM is still not having the greatest of things, I'd say. But he does manage to get the pulverized. Is it enough to keep him alive? Probably not, because of that full back damage from CK and K. BTM is dead, and CK just has another free name. While Crazy Monkey and Yeet just continue to. They're looking at Goodman though, so do they have enough to kill? Yeah, they probably could, because they also have the neutral keeps coming in. However, the stick managing to save, yes, stick as well as the fairy fire pop will save Goodman's life, so should be fine with this one. On the other side of the map, DR347 and Fire Burns looking over at Rebellious and Wacy. Can they close the gap? Probably, yeah. A charge has been used in an attempt to kill that. Unfortunately, DR does get first. Crazy Monkey is looking at, and I would say, are they going to go on David? Probably, especially as David just keeps finishing up some stances to give himself that movement speed that he needs to get out of that pickle pretty quickly. Medusa though already has the power treads, but he's not leaving the lane though. Probably looking to get some more experience with characters in the jungle. Goodman is up here, as well as CK and K. They do spot out BTM. BTM is in the trouble. BTM is forced to back off. He does have the phase boots, so he's going to be a very fast dinosaur. Yeet, though, may be in trouble. Ish. Yes. So far, Yeet looks like he will be in trouble, and then there it is. Tombstone has been dropped. They have no Tombstone killer for this one. Can they? Is this enough to stop them? Yeet, though, does end up popping the stick, and the pullback damage means that Yeet is dead. Goodman, though, does fall anyway, and in comes BTM. CKNK has fallen. The Rock has been used. Crazy Monkey is in a bit of trouble against the Primal Split. He falls. Crazy Monkey is dead, but now both the Sword Spirit is dead due to the Tombstone. So David is now in full retreat. What a fight! Is ETM going to change? No. He realizes he's too far. Goodman is coming back, so there's no point. DR and oh wow, it does end up canceling. Um, do they have enough to kill him? Yes, they do. With the arrival of Heath, the mana shield has been drained. Rebelicious is dead. And now Rebelicious is starting to look very, very bad for staying in this bot lane far too longer than he should have. Meanwhile, the top lane, the fight is still going on. Onslaught has been used by BTM. BTM though manages to kill both Wacy and 257. And finally, the first use of those mass serpent wards is in play. Trample has been used. Goodman is in trouble. Can Goodman get out? Goodman though is pretty fast with the tranquil boots. Uh, DR doesn't have anything to take him out, and he can be forced to walk off. But that was a big win for the side of Maggie to win this team. Finally managed to win this lane. Though it does come at the expense of poor old Crazy Monkey, but Crazy Monkey does have a more of a mass, so he has that going for him. This one, BTM picking up the region in order to move himself back up. Meanwhile, the fire burns though, actually leading everyone in net worth. So good on you, Mr. Fire Burns. Well, not really anything so far though, as far as the warning situation goes. Like, there is a couple of contested ward spots. There's a contested ward spot here, and then there's one here. Especially as Goodman does hit him with the full Arcane Curse and Last Word combo. They are in trouble. We are probably going to be dead because he is shackling anyway. Goodman takes the kill. Rebelicious also takes out Yeet with thanks to the arrival of Wacy. So so far, this feels like the opposite once again. You have Pepe Rebel picking up the small wins on the other side of the map, whereas Maggie 2 Minutes are taking the big fights and winning them. So let's see which style is going to prevail for this next one. Let's wait, another here. Okay, so you can see that. So this is side noise. We don't know the rules here, but none of them is able to get it because of course we're up against those guys. Invis Rune has been picked up by BTM. He is looking at Wacy. Is Wacy in trouble? He is because BTM now sees him. Is BTM going to do something about it? He is going to do something about it. The shackles and the hex has been used. Wacy is dead. Global silence does end up coming up, but it is a tad second too late, unfortunately. So Wacy does fall, and they will get this bottom tower. Meanwhile, though, they do actually give up the top tower on the side of the Dire, but BTM does manage to charge, and he says, "Nope, we're defending this tower. We need to make sure that yeah, he is caught. He does manage to catch. BTM is caught by the Meteor Hammer. But the Crazy Monkey is now dropping low. Pulverize has been used. Crazy Monkey is in trouble. Crazy Monkey is dead. And BTM is now in a spot of trouble as well. Those Brewlings really putting in work, and he has fallen. So that's both cores killed on the side of 92 minutes. In exchange, they also lose their top tier 1. So this is now them once again winning the smaller fights. And now Goodman and Wacy are looking towards this mid lane, towards Yeet. Is Yeet in trouble? Maybe, but he does have the Tombstone drop as well as DR, and the Fire Burns does manage to come in. The Clash Golem has been activated. Nether Strike has been used. Wacy's in trouble. Gracie falls. Goodman has been spotted out. Goodman has been used. Beam. Goodman is dead. That's 3 heroes dead for the side of um, Pepe Rebel and Maggie 2 minutes may have seized initiative back in this game, and you get another disconnect. So once again, lag issues, the bane of our existence here in the Pacific Brawl League. Um, but that was a pretty good fight from the side of Maggie 2 minutes. They make up for the gap here in the top lane. They managed to take out multiple heroes here, 3 heroes dead, not a single hero lost for the side of Maggie 2 minutes. So they're playing a lot faster this time, and they're reaping their rewards for it. So well done. Kudos to Maggie 2 minutes. Can Pepe Rebel continue to hold this one? Because they know that we have to play a lot slower than this game, because you have a Medusa who is farming up for the Manta style and Ultimate Orb one. I'm not really a fan of getting split shot early, because like you don't really get as much attack modifiers. I prefer to get later, but then again, no, that's a personal preference of mine as a Medusa enjoyer as well. Let's see. So since something seems to be happening, and we get another disconnect, let's take a look at our fashion. Let's take a look at the immortals that both teams are looking to rocket. Let's start off with Crazy Monkey's Luna. He does have this good set. Unfortunately, much of it is obscured by the trees, so we won't be able to get a good shot of it, except for like the tail end of her feature. But yeah, she is rocking the both immortals, in gold versions as well. Meanwhile, for BTM, he does have that deluxe skin you got from the Battle Pass this year. Looks like a big armored dinosaur. So as a be a dinosaur wasn't scary enough, now you have to be an armored dinosaur. Meanwhile, on the side of the map, you have who's still dead, so you won't even see that. And then we're back into the game. Next time we pause, though, I will show you what the item sets looks like for both CKNK and David, or rather, and Medusa. Although Medusa looks standard, except for the bow. Though she is using that bow. Oh no, I think she's using the skin from the Day of the Dead one, if I remember research correct, or the current Dead Reckoning chest, I think. Are they gonna be looking for a fight? Maybe not, because he is just charging the beat. So the Fireburn is just starting to use like global presence, trying to create that pressure, trying to keep them away from this Luna, who just happened to be farming up. Meteor Hammer has been completed on David as previously used. He also has to earn a shot, specifically for this big angry dinosaur. That is BTM. Let's see. Yeet though is squaring off against CKNK. Like CKNK on this time though isn't trying to go super deep against Yeet, because Yeet can still take him out. They do end up spotting out Pepelicious. Her mana shield has been drained. But Global Silence is used in the Nether Strike, as well as the Onslaught, and the Plague Wards and the Wards just manage to come in. Pepelicious is dead, but it does the life of DR and BTM. Meanwhile though, on the top lane, David does manage to take out the Crazy Monkey all by his lonesome. So that fight once again starting out well, but then turned disastrous the longer it went. That's 3 heroes dead for the price of 1, and you also managed to take out their safe lane as well. So not a very good fight for the side of Maggie 2 minutes. The Fireburns will manage to get out, so at least it won't be that as bad. Although again, they do lose their mid and their off lane. Gracie and the rest of Pepe Rebel are staying here though. Gracie hits him with a Walrus Punch, but the Shackles finally comes in. Is this enough to kill Gracie? Yes, it is! Gracie has fallen, and guess who's back? It's BTM. BTM has zoned in on CKNK, and the onslaught does finally come in. CKNK is dead. Goodman is on the run from DR, and unfortunately he is spotted out. Does he have enough? Hex has been used, Shackles as well. The fire burns and he clean up, and he is dead. 3 heroes dead with no deaths this time. So Maggie 2 minutes hitting back, saying that we're not the only ones who can throw a punch and survive one as well. David though is happily farming away here in the top lane, as well as trying to get this Crazy Monkey Luna whenever he can, I guess. Meanwhile, Rebellious is pretty delayed now. She's forced to get the Mask of Madness in order to help sustain her farming, especially as she's been getting gone at for some of these fights now, while This Luna. Oh wait, never mind. No, never mind. I was looking at the Luna though. She didn't have to go Master Minus, but she is delayed in her Manta style, so that's another item delay that she can't necessarily afford. Especially in a hero that's very item dependent as Medusa is. They do spot out CK and K once more, but this time Pepe, David joins the fight. Is it enough to be able to kill him? No. Unfortunately, the Meteor Hammer is disrupted by the use of the. Is he going to split up? He has 4 seconds left, 2 seconds left to Primal Split. He does have Primal Split active, but the strike on the nether, the strike from the Nethers by the Fire Burns has managed to take him out, and he is dead. And Silver Edge has been used, which means they now have a break for this CK and K, and they go straight into him. CK and K is dead. Revelicious is forced to use the Stone Gaze to keep himself and to force the rest of Maggie 2 minutes back. Maggie 2 minutes being much faster in this one, and they're paying well for it. Meanwhile, Luna is pushing the top tower as well. What a fight! What a fight indeed. Uh, three heroes have died because I think David died as well, so it's a pretty good one. However, Primal Spit has been used just as she is forced to use the Eclipse to save herself. Is Crazy Monkey going to die? Yes, she is. Another solo kill to David, and David is once again taking out Crazy Monkey, but the tower ends up falling. Yeah, the mid tower does end up falling. David and CK and K are looking with intent, and we get a pause, which means, as promised, I will show you the sets. So, this I think is the Dawn of the Dead set, because, or rather the Dead Reckoning set, because of the Mesoamerican inspiration. She does use a different bow though. This is not the bow that came with it. This I believe is the Eye of the Beholder set, the one that changes the icons into these ones, I'd say. So yeah. Meanwhile, on the Timbersaw, yes, Timbersaw has a pretty nice looking set. I'm just not sure where this one's from. She also got the gold chakram and the and not gold. I don't think there's a gold version of the Timber Tree Immortal. So there's that. David is looking pretty plain. Unfortunately, he just has the base skin for Brewmaster. Brewmaster doesn't really have much in terms of immortals. Like Brewmaster just has, I guess, a more cosmetic immortal that makes his keg look nice, but that's it. On the other side, we've gone to BTM. Let's see. Oh, here it is. It can be obscured mostly by the smoke, but yeah, this is a pretty rad set. Let's look for here that's not smoke. Let's look for this one. The Fire Burns' Spirit Breaker, who hopefully is not so is kind of obscured by the creeps, damn it. But with his face somehow managing to merge with the back of this dire melee creep. Maybe it is his tampering with forces he does not understand. That means he is in a half step outside of reality, which allows him to dig his face and jaws into the poor butt of this dire melee creep. So let's take a look at the map situation so far. 92 minutes has this bot tower pretty much pushed. This took a ton of damage from the earlier use of the Mass Serpent Wards. Meanwhile, this top lane has been pushed out by David him by himself. And this tower is taking a ton of damage because of David's Meteor Hammers. Meteor Hammer really putting in work in this one. Also getting a pair of solo kills on Crazy Monkey, so that's also pretty good for him as well. However, what I think has been Maggie 2 minutes' great equalizer was that they managed to take the mid fights that they need. So far they're winning. Like I said, once again, what's this? Pepe Rebel is winning the small fights. They're taking, especially the fights where David is killing Crazy Monkey solo, but um, Maggie 2 minutes has been winning the big fights, and whenever they lose one of the big fights, they come back and win one of their own. So again, it's not all cut and dry. I'd say 65% win probability does go to them, of course, thanks to all the things being pushed out, and Fire Burns being a monster in this one. He has 9k net worth. Uh, just having some good old Agua Vida there. It is exhausting trying to keep up with this fast-paced frenetic action. Like, if our draft was any indication, this game is gonna be really, really fast. And only 18 minutes in, we have 35 kills combined on both sides. We probably are going to be seeing a fight here with BDM and uh, DR347 all smoked up and ready to looking at this David who does have Primal Spit on cooldown as well as CKNK and Yeet as well for Maggie to means coming in. He does have the Urn of Shadows complete. He is building up towards that Spirit Vessel now. Meanwhile, CKNK is working towards the BKB. He does have the Kaya and the Arcane Boots for mana. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rebel, uh, Rebellious Repetitious does have the he's still in Discord. Okay. Uh, oh, okay. They're probably checking on the fact that Gracie is still disconnected. I'd say. Let's see. Yeah. So, thus though, this Gracie does have the Urn of Shadows as well, probably in response to BTM. There is a blackout. Oh no, we're hit with power issues in this one. So, is Gracie able to reconnect? Or his ISP issues? Okay, so, unfortunately, it is a fact of life that until since everything is man-made, everything is also subject to imperfections of man. That also includes the times when we lose power thanks to internet issues. Wow, nice. So, hello to our Myanmar brethren of Rebel Pepe and fight the good fight. I'd say now they're hearing that we make realize their name makes so much more sense now. So, uh, salute and prayers to the brave men and women who are resisting against the military junta in Myanmar. So hope these guys I hope the whole country pulls through and I hope they finally are able to achieve the peace that they want, which of course means that the junta has to go. Um, it's actually crazy though that this team from Myanmar is continuing to compete in Australia, which in Australia server, which is like respect, guys. Respect. Yeah, respect to the guys from Rebel Pepe. And let's see. Um, let's hope this power does come back online, and we get a resumption to this game. In the meantime, oh wait, hold on. I just need to check names. Okay, good. We are okay. We are still good. I'd say. Um, hmm. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's. Okay, there you go. Gracie is back, and it's time for us to continue this one. And now so we do have a fight in our hands as Yeet does manage to catch out someone. Instead, DR does catch out does catch out David, and David is dead. Is David going to survive this? He is not. Trample is finally used to take down David. David has fallen. So yeah, they do catch out just him though, which I think they'll be totally okay with. Meanwhile though, is the fire burns going to die to this one? Maybe. Goodman though does manage to get the dust and one last hit on the fire burns. The fire burns is dead, dominating kill streak given up to Goodman. So good job for and good call from him to remember to pack the dust against the fire burns. Top tower though is given up the by Rebel Pepe side to by the Pepe Rebel to the side of Maggie 2 minutes. So CK and K and the rest of Rebel Pepe or Pepe Rebel are moving up now. They're all here. They're probably looking for a fight now, but Maggie 2 minutes elect to just back off anyway. Um, Revelicious is still falling back. Yeah, he does have the mata now, but I think he's just gonna complete the Scotty first, just to allow him to start fighting immediately because BTM and the rest of Maggie 2 minutes are able to fight as a four, and they're very effective at it, and continue to make space for Crazy Monkeys Luna, who, although delayed by a couple of minutes thanks to her unfortunate solo kill deaths on David, is now starting to ramp back up. David, though, for his part, does have three charges in the Earth of Shadows. He's going straight into what I think is a Ether Lens, I guess. So we're trying to go to Octarine Core, which allows him to decrease the cooldown on this Primal Split. On the other side of the map, we do spot out Gracie. Gracie is dead. Uh, Again, Maggie 2 minutes playing a lot faster in this one, and Pepe Pepe Rebel is paying for it, I'd say. Meanwhile, though, the immediate TPs back from the side of from Maggie 2 minutes. Can they catch out anyone from Pepe Rebel? Pepe Rebel is in full retreat. They not hasn't even managed to take out this top tier two, and I think we're gonna have a fight on our hands because the Fire Burns does connect with that with his skills, but Primal Split has been used as well as the Tombstone. Do they have enough to take it out? Onslaught has been used, and the Global Silence in order to block the onslaught. BTM is stuck. BTM is dead. Killing spree streak given up. However, is this enough for him to be able to take them down? Yes, it is because Goodman is in trouble. Goodman does fall. As well as CK and K. So Heat is doing a ton of work as well as the Fire Burns. Fire Burns, and they are managing to take out David as well. And now Rebellious is in full on retreat. He will on the other side. Crazy Monkey does manage to push out this mid lane. So great fight from the side of Maggie 2 minutes. That's all used. They also managed to take out David primal split, so pretty good stuff. Revelicious though is should be a bit should be careful though. He doesn't have a lot of mana, so his mana shield will be able to absorb as much damage as he would have liked. Let's see. Crazy Monkey is now pushing into the jungle. I think they're gonna try and take this outpost now. Roche though has not been contested at all in this game. Like I think it's because Rebellious is delayed in his farm, so like unfortunately he won't be able to. Unfortunately, he won't be able to take Roche early, unlike the previous game where they managed to take Roche pretty quickly thanks to the lineup. BTM though is in a bit of trouble. He does try to catch on Goodman, but Goodman though and David is now called out by the enhanced shackles, and he gets hexed as well. Can David get out? Stone Gaze once again used. Is it going to catch anyone this time? However, the Tombstone is dropped. He is dropping low. However, the charge now is used by the Fire Burns to catch up to BT to David. David is dead. Eclipse has been brought out. CK and Kane Goodman has fallen. Pepperlicious is in full retreat. Lucent Beam has been caught out, and he is dead. Gracie once again disconnects. Fuck the Junta seriously, and once again, Maggie 2 minutes winning out the big fights once again. Another unfortunate disconnection. Gracie in the middle of the fight. Yeah, they are trying to control him now. I think it's highly unfortunate that we get like BS like this to happen to pretty good, decent people on a daily basis. So always keep that in mind when it comes to like um remembering just what exactly people go through on a daily basis. Like it's truly sad that our Myanmar brethren and sisters, I don't know, there's no equivalent, go through this every day. Who else is Roche is now going down and does go down quickly thanks to the use of the Mass Serpent wards. So Age is now taken by Crazy Monkey. Maybe this time he won't get killed, solo killed by David anymore with the Aegis, and now the rest of Pepe Rebel are immediately pushing in to this top lane, hoping to catch out David. David, though, with the Meteor Hammer, does allow him to get away and deal significant damage, but the rest of Maggie 2 minutes just gonna ignore him. They're just gonna cut the waves, of course, because that's what he's going to do. While the rest of Maggie 2 minutes are going to attempt to take this tower, but they can't because they have no creeps. So at least that stops the top push for now. While Gracie, we wait for Gracie to finally reconnect. I'd say. Hmm. Crazy Monkey and Deal are positioned here in the top lane. They're probably looking for another fight. Rebellious is up with the Stone Gate. She does end up finishing the Eye of Skadi anyway. So they do end up spotting out David. Is David going to die? Probably. Yes, he is. With the use of the on Pulverize and the Nether Strike, they do have enough lockdown to take down David. David has been caught out in a very deep position, and he is made to pay for his sins. Um, the Fire Burns is still really leading his team in that world. He's really done the yeoman's work for the side of M2M, and leading the charge for the Australian side. Like while on the other, okay, Gracie is back, so at least they have that going for them. Goodman though does get the bait of this card, but unfortunately he attempts to juke, but four stabs the wrong way, and now with two heroes dead, can they start to make a push for this high ground? I think they can though. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think they can with Mass Serpent Wards now up. They're just gonna wait for one more creep wave to come in. Meanwhile, the rest of Pepe Rebel is here in the mid lane. They're looking for a fight. They're looking to defend this mid tier 3, and here it is. Crazy Monkey now starts going to work. However, charge is now being used on. Crazy Monkey is dropping low though. I'm not sure if she should be staying. Even with the Aegis, they do manage to take out Gracie. Gracie has fallen, and once again with another unfortunate disconnect. But Aegis is popped anyway. So this time the Shadow Wars of Bot doing a ton of work for the side of Pepe Rebel. Pulverize has been used in order to try to take out David, but David immediately goes silence his pop, and they do take out and they do manage to shift him to his arcane form. Meanwhile, Crazy Monkey though goes all in with on the backlines. He does manage to take out Goodman, and BTM kills CK and K. David is now in a spot of trouble, and Pepe Rebel calls it GG at 26 minutes. Unfortunately, the internet issues just not enough for them to save this game. Yeah, Maggie 2 minutes, managing to take a pretty fast one against Pepe Rebel, who unfortunately we played by IRL issues back at home. So unfortunate though. But I mean, if it's any consolation, they did win game one pretty handily. So Pepe Rebel has proven that they can stand with the best of the best in this league. Hold on, let's switch up once again. I always keep forgetting that. Sorry, it's my first time. Okay, it's stuff I keep forgetting. So like, people, let's just bear with me, people. All right, so Maggie 2 minutes played a lot faster in this one, and they made Pepe Rebel pay for it. Pay for the fact that they have to create so much space for Rebellious to catch up. So him losing the bot lane was big for Maggie 2 minutes, which meant that it freed up the Fire Burns and the rest of this team to start making rotations across the map. My MVP for this one has to go to the Fire Burns. The Fire Burns showing that Pepe Rebel is not the only one who can run the Spirit Breaker 6-1 and 16, along with pretty much almost the same items as Pepper Rebels David had in the previous game with, although he didn't upgrade the Silver Edge. He did upgrade the Shotblade to Silver Edge though, so and that is without of course the benefit of combo of the Infest Bomb combo. So it worked the Fire Burns and keeping it up. My co-MVP has to go to his offlane partner, DR347. DR347 does get the crucial stuns that is needed to take down, disrupt and take down the key heroes of the side of Pepper Rebel, and thankfully, thanks to him, they managed to get the control that they sorely lacked and needed last game in order to take down um, Pepper Rebel. My honorable MVP for Pepper Rebel is David, and that's mainly because of David's a pair of solo kills on Crazy Monkey. David actually winning the top lane, making use of the Meteor Hammer really well to push out lanes. I think it was Maggie 2 minutes finally figuring out David that led to their defeat. So, that's it for this 2 game series. Maggie 2 minutes and Pepper Rebel 1-1 each other. GG, well played to both teams, and hope and hope Pepper Rebel's IRL issues can be solved soon, or hope not even just not just soon. Like in general, like obviously you want this to be done. You want the IRL issues to be done tomorrow, honestly. But of course, that is unfortunately how unfair life is. But we hope to see more or both of these teams going forward in the succeeding weeks. So that's it from me. I am Aaron Zero. So long, thank you, and goodbye.